Welcome back, everyone, to the Audacious Money Witch channel, where we talk about investing and trading stocks, bonds, and crypto assets around the world. I think we just hit a new paradigm in euphoria level in tech. We have Tesla stock hit a new 420s high, Bitcoin regained 100K, Google hit a new high as well. For the reason I'm about to dive deep in this video, also talking about bending reality, Google is getting into the metaverse as Android XR glasses could come soon. That is Google focused alternative to the VR and AR headsets. There is so much going on in Google. You can never be bored to be a shareholder in Google stock, but most life-changing in my mind is this quantum chip. Let me explain.
I studied quantum mechanics in my chemistry class in university, and I never thought it could be useful in real life until today. I couldn't help but get emotional. Google's Willow chip exemplified the potential of quantum mechanics to revolutionize computing. What we are living in the middle of is what scientists, physicists, engineers, AI researchers, and many other innovative people have been trying to crack the code for 5 decades. We start drawing thinking machine neural nets back on sheets of paper in the 50s. We're dreaming of quantum computing back in the year 1900. It's 2024, 124 years later, and what breaks on December 9th of this year? This headline from Google: Meet Willow, our state-of-the-art quantum chip now. You're going to hear and see a lot of headlines about this claim that this breaking bit of absolutely crazy news is something you shouldn't pay much attention to because we are far, far away from the commercial use of this chip. But quantum engineers and even a renowned physicist have confirmed on Google's behalf that we are going to see the use of this chip in half a decade. That is 5 years. It could even be less than what we think. Kathy Wood always talks about her 5 years time horizon, right? Or there you go. It's here.
On December 11th, Google stock hit a new all-time high. The tech giant unveiled its new artificial intelligence model, Gemini 2.0. It also recently announced a new quantum computing chip called Willow. While practical applications do not exist today, some press reports suggest that Google's achievements are a significant computing milestone. Said Bank of America analyst, advancements with Willow illustrate that Alphabet remains at the leading edge of technology innovation, which is important for stock sentiment. This news of Willow, Google's quantum chip dropping, is arguably one of the most important headlines from this entire year. This new quantum chip from Google can reduce errors as qubits are scaled. This is a scientific breakthrough that has not been figured out till now. And it has been the key error in the quantum field for more than 30 years, cracking a key challenge in quantum error correction in under 5 minutes. Willow performed that would take one of today's fastest classical supercomputers, the ones not running on quantum 10 septarian years, to accomplish. That's 10 to 25th the power. Which leads me to one of the most important questions surrounding this quantum breakthrough. What are the dangers of this force society? Will it break all encryption, rendering all of our, for example, online banking passwords completely encrypted and out there for hackers to steal? And most of all, what about crypto? Can quantum de-encrypt crypto, people are freaking out literally. There are people saying goodbye to Bitcoin over this because if you think about it, a new form of computing that can process data in under 5 minutes, that would take a classical supercomputer 10 septillion years to figure out. What sounds like something like that could de-encrypt everything, right? Not so much. First of all, the blockchain is more secure than many traditional security measures. It is decentralized and uses cryptographic techniques to secure data once data is recorded on the chain and then confirmed by the network of the blockchain. Altering that data or de-encrypting it becomes very difficult. You would need an overwhelming amount of computational power to figure this out. So de-encrypting cryptography, if it's possible, if we're at that stage where we are looking at more risk to a basic ATM.
The blockchain itself is usually more secure than a lot of conventional centralized database we use today. Can quantum break Bitcoin? Let's address that head on. Bitcoin relies on two types of encryption. To crack the encryption would require over 1 million qubits. For reference, Willow's quantum computing chip has 105 qubits. We would need to see over 1 million qubits in one chip to pose any kind of threat or risk to crypto. And with 105 inside Willow, we're a far cry from Willow touching cryptography. So in short, Google's quantum chip isn't even close to breaking down crypto. It's not a threat to Bitcoin, and there's pretty big gap before any practical quantum processor could pose a real threat to the standards of cryptography. And like I said, I think we need to worry about all the passwords in Google Chrome, how we access online banking, how we use ATM machines, all the other standards of society today that could be decrypted by a quantum chip capable of processing so much data so quickly.
The impact of generative artificial intelligence on the internet, search advertising business remains a key issue for investors. Also, antitrust lawsuits filed by the Department of Justice have pressured Google stock. There are wildcards going into 2025. An appeals court upheld a federal law requiring TikTok to shed its Chinese ownership or be banned in the U.S. The decision relied on warnings from U.S. officials that the Chinese government can require ByteDance, the app's Beijing-based parent company, to provide access to U.S. users' data. If TikTok is banned next year in the U.S., there's upside for Google and YouTube. YouTube would generate an additional $921 million in revenue for every 10% of TikTok's minutes that are reallocated towards YouTube's daily active users. Google stock gains traction in 2025. Developments in the artificial intelligence landscape will be key for investors. Generative AI startup OpenAI's ChatGPT continues to gain market share. ChatGPT delivers answers to search queries, while Google's business model has been based on providing web links. Also, startup Perplexity is another new rival. Google began deploying AI overviews in the US in mid-May, with conversational summaries topping links for many search queries. In late October, Google launched AI overviews in 100 countries.
The AI overviews system uses Google's in-house Gemini AI model. Advertising using Gemini AI tools sees increased traffic and click-through rates, especially among younger demographic, Google says. We expect an eventful year for search in 2025, with new competition, a remedy ruling in DOJ case, and Google capitalizing on new AI overview format, better result, more ads.
Cloud computing, YouTube, Also, analysts say Google stock is getting a boost from the Performance Max advertising platform. It automates buying across YouTube, internet search, display, Gmail, Maps, and other applications. Performance Max lets advertisers manage campaigns across all Google ad inventory. Aside from Google's core internet search advertising business, Wall Street analysts view growth at YouTube and cloud computing as key. Another question is the performance of Google's hardware business, where it's battling Apple in the smartphones. Google aims to slow down the growth of TikTok with its own short video platform. How much money Google generates from YouTube Shorts is a key issue for 2024. Analysts say YouTube Shorts now generates roughly 70 billion daily views. In cloud computing, Google is still the third biggest service provider behind Amazon and Microsoft. Like Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure Business, Google's cloud unit has upped capital spending targeting the new opportunity in generative AI. Google's 2022 acquisition of cybersecurity firm Mandiant for $5.4 billion seems to be paying dividends. Mandiant is part of Google's cloud-based cybersecurity services. With this new quantum computer chip, I believe we are about to accelerate progress in some pretty important areas like nuclear fusion and new energy alternatives. To power the AI age, we need more sources of efficient energy. For some context, if we solve nuclear fusion, we get a fuel that is on the order of millions of times greater than that of conventional chemical and fossil fuel energy sources. Did you hear that a million times? If quantum solves nuclear fusion, we are looking at the domino effects of what will power this entirely new age. I feel like I'm living in an alternate reality. I truly did not believe Google would be announcing a quantum chip this soon. They say this time is different, but human emotion in the stock market never changes. We need to recognize that even though Google stock deserves to go higher, the market needs a correction. Do you agree? If you don't, check out what Jim Cramer just said.
What should we do with our AMD holdings?
I think the stock is actually cheap and it should be bought, and we're buying for the travel trust. And I wish I had bought some yesterday to weakness. And I hope I am emphatic enough, which is why I took the beginning of this lightning round even note.
AMD, 400 shares I added on December 9th. I was at $132.26. So, big buy for me, $52,000 plus here, right? I bought Planet. That was about $11,000 move. I understand, like, the whole MJ space has been so negative for the past several years. No one's wanted any of these stocks. A lot of votes didn't go the way people wanted them to go in regards to Florida legalization in this space, right? The government's moving slow. Federal legalization, we're still waiting. Descheduling, we're still waiting. Like, you know, it's just been a pain. And that's why these stocks have just...
No, I'm just kidding. I could go on and on and on about AMD, but I really like it.
I've never liked Bitcoin. I feel like it's something I missed out on. And with Bitcoin passing 100,000 again today, and on top of it, Michael Saylor predicting Bitcoin could hit 13 million by 2045.
Right,
is it time to say, if you can't beat them, join them? And bet
Okay,
on the
yes.
Michael
If you
Jordan?
can't beat them, join them. May I suggest you do this? I want you to buy the ETF. I do believe in Bitcoin. I believe passionately in crypto. I think that if you wanted to have 10% of your position in crypto, which I think 20% is a little too high, I think you buy it down. I think you buy some right now tomorrow. I do want you to buy it, though. I'm a believer.
Let me know.